why love is never as perfect as it should be, and why that's okay. The paradox of adult relationships. We like to call them adult relationships, partnerships between people who are mature, rational, and emotionally grounded. Yet one of the paradoxes of love is that even in the most mature, healthy, and admirable relationships, something profoundly childlike often emerges. Behind the polite conversations and the adult responsibilities, there exists a quiet, tender regression, a return to the simplicity and emotional honesty of early childhood. 1. Love makes us want to be babyish again. We might find ourselves calling our partner baby, sweetheart, or even poppet. Our voices soften, rise in pitch, and lose their professional firmness. We buy them a stuffed giraffe, and they give us a small, plush golden retriever. These toys might even talk to each other, share stories, and offer comfort when one of us feels sad. The true meaning of regression. To an outsider, such behavior can look absurd, even immature. To adults, perhaps both. Professionals with degrees and careers acting like children with toys and pet names. But what we often misunderstand is that these gestures are not signs of regression. They are the most natural manifestations of love's emotional depth, because love always touches the part of us that first learned to love the child within. 2. Adult love is built on the foundations of childhood. Childhood template, formed by received care and attention. Adulthood, carrying that template into relationships, falling in love, reawakening and testing the template. Every adult carries within them an emotional template formed in childhood, shaped by the care, affection, and attention, or the absence thereof they received. When we fall in love, we do not create affection from nothing. We reawaken it. The vulnerability of reawakened affection. When we call someone baby, what we're truly doing is allowing ourselves to feel, again, the vulnerability and innocence that life forced us to hide behind adult armor. In love, we give ourselves permission to be unguarded, dependent, needy, and gentle. That's why real love often feels both beautiful and terrifying. It reopens the part of us that once cried for affection and feared being left alone. And if we can allow that part to breathe again, without shame, our love becomes not weaker, but truer. 3. The courage to be vulnerable. True maturity. True maturity isn't about suppressing weakness or pretending we've outgrown the need for comfort. Integration. It's about integrating the child within us into the adult we've become. Deep love. To love deeply, we must learn how to care for the younger self that still lives inside our partner, and allow them to care for ours, embracing the inner child. Many people fear appearing babyish because they equate vulnerability with weakness. They dismiss tenderness as childish, not realizing that such denial often hides deep emotional wounds. When someone cannot be soft, it is usually because softness once cost them too much. But the irony is this: only those who can embrace their inner child can truly love another. Love asks us to be witnessed as fragile, imperfect, and still growing, and to do the same for someone else with compassion. 4. To love is to relearn how to play. Love, at its best, is not just about adult duty or mutual respect. It is also about rediscovering the playful, spontaneous parts of ourselves that life buried under responsibility. When two people can laugh, tease, play, and express affection with childlike openness, they are not regressing, they are healing. Real adults, paradoxically, are those who can afford to be children again in love, not because they are immature, but because they are strong enough to embrace their vulnerability without shame. We may need to grow up fully before we can truly rediscover the freedom to play, to hold, to laugh, to love, with the sincerity and emotional honesty of our 3-year-old selves. Final reflection. Love will never be as perfect as we imagine it should be, because perfection belongs to fantasy, not to life. Real love is messy, tender, and full of regression, a dance between the adult and the child within us. And that's precisely what makes it beautiful. When we dare to let our inner child speak, we don't lose maturity, we complete it. Because love is not about growing up away from our childhood selves, but about growing up enough to return to them safely and together.